Hello and welcome back. Today I am going to be talking about the power of gratitude. Now, a lot of people out there are talking about gratitude, and to be honest with you, I am one of those people. I talk about gratitude a lot. However, today I want to touch on a subject that a lot of people have been asking me. So first and foremost, welcome to my new followers and new subscribers. To those of you that are just swinging past this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It would be great to have you joining us again at some point in the future. As so many new people are following me recently, I'm getting a lot of questions coming up as to what my secret is. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lucy Davis, clearly. I am an intuitive transformation coach, and what that essentially means is I help people go from where they are today, breaking through their emotional trauma and stepping into the person that they want to be or they are aiming to be in the future. Now, for those of you that do not know my story, I used to work on the trading floor for investment banks for 15 years of my life. Please don't hold that against me. Sending love, sending love. So I used to work on the trading floor for 15 years of my career, and the thing that gets people the most about my journey is the huge transition that I've gone from clearly being a corporate girl, clearly being very successful in the role that I was doing, and then all of a sudden completely changing my life and direction of my career, turning into somebody who flies all around the world, helps people heal from chronic disease, from emotional trauma that's been holding them back their whole life. And people just say to me, Lucy, where did it start? How did you even get on this journey? And one of the first steps is the power of gratitude. The power of gratitude can completely change your life. It can completely change your whole existence. And that's what I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. About 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, I ended up physically burning out whilst I was working on the trading floor. That was back in April, May 2014. Now, following on from that scenario, as you guys know, I had to quit my job, I had to put myself back together, and I ended up traveling the world for 14 months. Now, what happened when I returned to the UK, and this is the bit that a lot of people ask me about, because it's how do you go from being somebody who is physically burnt out to recognising that you need to do something, to starting to qualify as a nutritionist and a health coach, and then end up on this huge spiritual journey. So what I did when I got back to the UK in very late September 2015, as you guys know, I was very poorly still. I had to have an endoscopy, a colonoscopy, hysteroscopy, which is a camera up into my womb. I was on antibiotics twice in the period of time that I got home at the end of September to me going back to work on the trading floor on the 21st of October. So traveling didn't just fix me, and I want to be really clear about that. It's not, I went away, I healed myself, I found this amazing shaman, or I found this amazing healer. No, it wasn't like that for me. What happened whilst I was away traveling is I realised that I was completely misaligned to what my values were. And that is where I started, and I will make sure that I do a video on values in the future, because it'll be a really good subject. Total tangent, typical Lucy. Anyway, so I got back and I knew that my career was no longer in alignment with my values. So during September, I had actually started a degree, and I'd also started qualifying as a health coach, because I thought, right, I need to do something tangible. I need to be able to help people physically. So I'm going to do something tangible and learn something new. Not thinking that, not even aware to my gifts at that point. And I want to be really real. I certainly would never have thought that I could make a business out of being spiritual, or a spiritual mentor, or, somebody that helps people transform their lives. At that point, this was just a pipe dream, So, what I did when I secured my job back at UBS Investment Bank, now what I decided to do from day one of returning back to the office was use gratitude. So as you know, and as most of you know who follow me, or if you're in my Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis group, you will know first thing that I do as soon as I open my eyes every morning is give gratitude. Now think about it. If you can set your day up from a positive stance, you can set your day up with thanks rather than, oh, I'm so tired. Like that's a huge, huge catalyst for change for most of us. Okay, so that's where I started on this journey. So fast forward to today, we're talking almost 5 years now that I've been on this journey. And I think probably for about the last 3 years, I have been able to look at every scenario, good and bad, and give thanks for it. And this is the key bit that most people miss with the power of gratitude. It's easy to sit there and say, thank you for my new job, thank you for my new car, thank you for my new partner, thank you for the goodness that is coming into my life. But for want of better words, and I'm going to swear, so cover any young ears up, when the shit hits the fan, you have got to be able to continue to maintain that. And this is where so many of us fall. This is where so many of us fail. Because as soon as something goes wrong, we step back into our inner child energy when we remember our emotional trauma and we turn into victim. We turn into poor me. Why is this happening to me? Oh my goodness, I deserve some good luck. And that's what I'm talking about, victim. Okay? As soon as we step into that, we're undoing all of the good that we have previously done. So you can be there doing your gratitudes, you can be, eating all of the right foods and everything like that. But it's these emotional trauma responses that we need to be getting to the bottom of. And this is where my huge awakening took place. Huge awakening took place. So in December 2017, I'd already been working on this journey for a period of time. And in December 2017, my nephew's half-brother, so my half-nephew, was tragically killed. He was 5 years of age. He was with his dad walking home from school, and unfortunately, he was tragically hit by a car and run over and killed instantly. And this was the first real test where I had to step up and step into a space of how on earth can I be grateful for a 5-year-old being killed? Now, for any of you watching, like, my heart breaks when I speak about this. Like, it literally breaks. So some of you will be really resonant with this and say, I can't give gratitude. I can't say thank you for these things. And please don't think it's an instant thing. As soon as it happens, well, I have to be grateful and I have to be... That's not the way it works. The power of gratitude comes over time. So initially, my response, my emotional response was, I need to protect my family. I need to get on a plane because I was actually in Miami at this period of time. I need to get on a plane. I need to fly home. I need to protect my sister. I need to protect my nephew. I need to, like, literally, for those of you that know me, Mama Bear energy was really kicking in. And I spoke to my sister on the phone for probably about 6 hours. And she was devastated. She was devastated. Her child was devastated. It was his baby brother, and they were like really close. It was his baby brother, and he was devastated. So I obviously had to, when my sister said to me, Lou, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing you can do right now. Just come home for the funeral. So my initial, I need to go and get stuff done and I need to help these people, I had to step into a space of, okay, clearly this is not your role. And I had to have a word with my ego and say, this isn't your time to do this. You have to hold space from afar. You have to love from afar. You have to step through this journey from afar. You've been isolated from your family for a reason. And that's really challenging when all you want to do is like love on people and be there for people and just making sure that they're okay. So this, like I say, is in middle of December 2017. Now, from that period of time, I was actually flying on to Cuba for Christmas and New Year to spend some time with one of my girlfriends. And then I was flying on to Guatemala to go and do some healing work on myself. So I was being forced to go inwards, forced, like literally, they were shoehorning me into the funnel to do some healing work. And the journey was profound. The journey was extremely profound. Within a couple of days, I allowed myself to cry. I allowed myself to be, why don't they want me to be there? You know, all of my ego popping up and everything. And then I stepped into a space of gratitude. Instantly, as soon as I started saying, thank you for allowing me to have known this bright soul. Thank you for allowing me to be able to raise money for the funeral from afar. Thank you for allowing me to support my family from afar. Thank you for the technology which meant that my family and I could stay in touch. Thank you for all of my friends and family that were in Bournemouth that could help me raise, I think we raised £6,000 for the funeral. Literally within a handful of days, you know, so it's just incredible what you can do when you step into a space of gratitude. What happened after when I left Miami and I flew on to Cuba was a huge step forwards in my awakening journey. It was quite fascinating because I'd been doing a course in Miami and I'd arranged to meet one of my girlfriends in Cuba. Now, for anyone who's travelled to Cuba, you know that you have to get all sorts of visas and all sorts of requirements put in place. Now, unfortunately, my girlfriend was flying over from Leeds to Cuba and I was flying from Miami to Cuba. So I had all of my documentation sorted. She didn't have hers sorted and she ended up being held up a week. So I obviously flew on to Cuba and I was forced inwards. I was forced inward on my journey. And for those of you that have ever been to Cuba, Wi-Fi does not exist. Data does not exist. So I was completely forced inwards. I wrote like half a book whilst I was in Cuba in that week. I just channeled all of my thoughts and all of my feelings and everything into this book, which was incredible. I was pushed hard to be in victim mode. I was pushed hard to feel sorry for myself. I'm in a country, I don't speak Spanish. I'm in a country that's a Spanish-speaking country. I have no clue. I'm in an Airbnb. I have absolutely no clue what's going on. Like literally, I have no clue. And rather than being in victim mode, I maintained my level of gratitude. I maintained the level of peace and love that I knew that I needed to have. And I had so many reasons to just get on a plane and go home. I had so many reasons to just throw in the towel and go to a different country. Genuinely, I really did. But that isn't what we are supposed to do at these moments. Everything that happens in our life is paving the way for our future. Every circumstances or situation that arises for you, it's lessons that you need to learn. You might not want to learn them. Tough shit. You are going to learn them. You can either learn them at that point or you can revisit it at another stage in your life. Trust me, I've learned to go with it. Now, when my friend eventually arrived, a week after she was supposed to, we had a great time. But I had already made my decision that on the 2nd of January, I was flying out to Guatemala. So our period of time together was a lot condensed, but that was okay. We had an amazing time. New Year's Eve, we danced with the most incredible Cuban men doing Cuban salsa, which is my favourite, by the way, if anyone's ever interested. And it was just an amazing time. But really, when I recognised the power of gratitude was when I got to Guatemala. If you have not watched my Guatemala journey, I'm going to upload it to this channel. It's actually on my old channel, which obviously I've stepped away from. I am going to upload my video to this channel. It is mind-blowing. And I don't use that language very lightly, because obviously I help people to make sure that they pick the right words to pull in what they're talking, right? So mind-blowing is really not something that we want to be pulling in. However, from human to human, I want you to appreciate, if you really want to understand the power of gratitude, watch what I think I call it the awakening. Obviously it wasn't the start of my awakening. My awakening had started much earlier, when I was in the Amazon jungle in 2013, like my proper awakening. However, this period of my life is when I realised I am at one with the universe. I can call in everything, and I am calling in everything. And that was the huge catalyst for me that changed. And it was all premised from my gorgeous little 5-year-old nephew who passed, who got hit by a car. So whenever you are going through tough times, I'm not saying instantly, as soon as you possibly can, give yourself a timescale. This is what I say to my girls and my guys in the membership community, the Self-Love Club membership community, which, by the way, if you want to join the waiting list, we are taking our next intake in December. So if you want to get on the waiting list, I'm going to pop the information below here. It's basically a month-by-month program, 12-month program, where I help people awaken. That's essentially what it is. You get video content each month. And then you get 2 sessions with me a week in a group format. So that's what the membership is. I don't really talk about it too often, because we only do 2 intakes a year. But knowing that it's coming up in December, and people keep saying to me, how do I keep in touch with you? Like, how do I learn what you do? That's the best way to do it. I'm reducing my one-to-one times, because I need to be doing bigger picture. I need to be doing the mass awakening and the mass teachings as we step into 5th dimension. I know that that's what my role is here to do, is to teach mass gatherings of how we can up our vibration and connect into all of the things that are really exciting and that are going to be coming by the end of the year, which is even more exciting. So, you know, exercising the power of gratitude is really important. Now, for some of you that have been following me, you know that this week has been a particularly challenging week. I'm very tied up in a lot of systems right now, and working to step through them all. So it's a huge challenge right now, but a challenge that I've welcomed, and a challenge that I'm giving gratitude for every single step of the way. The reason I'm giving gratitude for it is because I know that this is serving me for future. I know that this is helping certain people awaken. I know this is being a really humbling experience for some people that I'm going through this with. And actually, that's what this is about. This is about getting people to the point where they know what their purpose is on the planet. There is nothing more humbling and nothing that connects you more to your purpose than the biggest amount of hassle. You know, a huge amount of trauma. That is what tends to connect people. The reason that I woke up is because my physical human vessel wouldn't work anymore. It's as simple as that. My human vessel had given up. Nah, that's it, Lucy, we're not working. I had thyroid issues, chronic digestive issues, hormone issues. My hair was falling out. I had spots all over my face. I was carrying extra weight. You name it, it was all going on with me, to the point that my body just went, nah, not doing it anymore. And I burnt out. And it's taken me all of these years to get to the point where I have now. And don't get me wrong, I healed my body very quickly. But as you know, you have to maintain these things. You have to be consistent with these things. And now I can honestly say that I am the queen of consistency. I don't mess about with my body. Like, I know what my body needs on a day-to-day basis. I know that, which is why I fasted a week or 2 ago. You know, I know what my body needs. I know exactly how to get myself to the point where my body is completely communicating with me. And that has only come from total trauma. And recognizing that total trauma had created all of this uncertainty in my body. So many of us are going through life and we just think, oh, well, my parents' divorce didn't affect me. Me being abused didn't affect me. My nephew passing didn't affect me. Like, oh yeah, no, I dealt with it all, I dealt with it all, I dealt with it all. No, you didn't. None of us did. None of us did. And this is the power of gratitude. It is one of the many steps. One. This is like a tiny little grain of sand on a beach. You know, I would be here all year if I explained everything that I have been able to do to awaken, to get connected. But if you are at the start of your journey, if you are going through trauma or anybody else's trauma right now, please know that this is where you start. This is my top tip, how to start on your journey. When you can legitimately look yourself in the eye, i.e. in a mirror, or look your loved ones in the eye and actually give thanks for the trauma that they or you or your past has created for you, that is when your life is going to change significantly. This is going to be one of the first stepping stones into fifth dimension. I'm going to let you into a little secret. I think we're going higher than fifth, just to let you know. But, you know, to basically awaken, to rise up and to increase your vibration, this is the way you do it. This is how I have found love. This is how I have found the most powerful vibration on the planet to be my norm. Because any trauma, any drama, I look at it and I say, thank you so much for showing me that. Thank you very much for the wisdom I've been able to take from that. Thank you very much for the experience. Thank you very much for being able to use my voice. Thank you very much. Just constantly, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I mean it. Because that's the thing, we need to be congruent. We absolutely need to be congruent. You can sit there and say thank you constantly, but if behind the scenes you're like, arsehole. Sorry, I've sworn a few times today and I really apologise by that. But if you're saying something under your breath, know that you're not incongruent. You're basically asking your body and your vibration to be here, but actually your behaviour is here. And this is where so many people do not get this journey. They feel that they can be, you know, asking for all greatness and all things that are wonderful and a beautiful awakening experience. They're actually treating human beings badly by messaging 20 people at the same time. Because that's not actually what we're supposed to be doing as human beings. We're supposed to love each other. We're supposed to respect each other. We're not supposed to be playing the field with 20 people. And I really hate to burst the bubble, but that's very three-dimensional behaviour. So bear this in mind. And the reason I give that as an example is because it's something that everybody can comprehend. Another really good example is you're on a diet, but behind the scenes you're tucking into biscuits when nobody's looking. You know, again, it's just there is not a congruent message. What you've got to remember, your actions, your words and your thoughts need to be in alignment with each other. Otherwise, your body is going to show you that it's not. Your lifestyle is going to show you that it's not. We must welcome challenges. We must welcome our growth. I know everything that I'm stepping through at the moment is giving me such a huge level of growth, huge amounts of growth. I'm not here to be a wallflower. I am here to help change the world. So I know I have got to go through a significant amount of growth. So get in alignment with who you are, what it is that you want to do on the planet. And then don't be offended when you get the curveballs. Because if you've got a huge mission here on this planet, trust me, you are going to have huge curveballs. And more often than not, you're going to be like, I cannot give thanks for this. I literally cannot give thanks for this. There's just no way I can give thanks for this. But that's when you dig in even more and you give thanks even greater and you mean it. Okay, I am going to link back to a video I did a short time ago around consistency, because the beautiful thing about the power of gratitude is if you can become consistent with it, obviously it's going to absolutely revolutionize your life. So I'm going to link you back to that video. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button so we can keep in touch, because I don't know about you, but I really want to keep in touch. I'll see you in the next video.